Hey everybody, this is Massachusetts Prepper, and today we're bringing you the Fire Talon by JClawTek. Okay, well, we've got a nice little multi-tool here today. Now, JClawTek did send this to me free of charge if I would give them an unbiased and honest review of their product, and that's just what I'm going to do. Now, all of those of you that know me out there, you know I don't sugarcoat anything. If a product's not what it claims to be, I will be the first to tell you. So, starting right off, it does come in this nice little nylon sheath that is pretty well built. I must say, I like the reinforcement leather behind the snap to keep it from pulling through. One of the things I did notice is there's not the same construction behind the other snap. There seems to be real good stitching. It does seem to be single stitching on most of everything that I can see, and maybe double stitching. Does look like double stitching down here where there'd be more stress. Now, the one weak point I did find about this is the belt loop. If I look at the belt loop here, it does look like, I mean, it's on pretty good and it's not just going to pop off. I mean, I can tug on it pretty good, but I think that will be a weak spot in the sheath. But overall, nice sheath for sure. Now, when we get right into the multi-tool, I do like the way it is a one-handed opening blade. That's a very nice feature, and I like that the blade is on the bottom of the tool, so when you're holding the tool you can really get a good grip on it and cut into whatever you're cutting, and your blade is right there, versus some other tools that it's up here and not so good. It does have a nice liner lock. It's not super heavy duty. As you can see, there is some jimping on it. And this right here, for everybody that may be wondering, this is where the battery goes, because this does have a built-in flashlight. Now, this isn't a super bright flashlight, but it does aid in when you're you know, trying to do something, especially with the other tools like the Phillips head, regular head screwdrivers, and the pliers. Okay, now it is on both ends, so it will help you see on both ends, and the same button controls all of it. One click turns on this one, the second click turns on the back one, third click turns it off. Now, the liner lock does, you know, engage pretty well. I haven't tried to see if I can make this liner lock fail, because I don't really feel that's that important, because you're cutting down, you're never going to be really doing anything where you're hitting on the back of the blade, you know, to make that fail. So I didn't test that. Now, the compartment for the batteries is right here. When you get this, there's a piece of paper in between these two batteries that it comes with, and it makes it a little bit harder to get it open, but after that it opens up fairly well. So all of the tools except for the pliers are accessible from the outside. Now, when you first get this, you're kind of looking at it and you're saying, okay, it feels hefty, you know, and where are all my tools? Well, your scissors are accessible right here. Swing this back, and they are spring loaded, and as you've seen in the demonstration, they actually cut pretty good. I had no trouble with those whatsoever. The larger screwdriver, there's a little nub right inside here. You just pull up on that and you access the screwdriver. Now, the key thing to note on all of these tools are they do not lock in place except for the knife blade. Okay, so they do not lock in place. Now, I was sitting here trying to figure out how do I get these other screwdrivers out of here, and you can get your finger down in there and pull to get them up. But there's a little lever, and if the camera will focus, there's a little lever right here. You pull down on that lever and your screwdrivers, your Phillips and your small screwdriver pop right up. Nice little feature. And again, these do not have a lock. I mean, they click into place, so they're not just going to fold up on you, but there's no manual release lock to release these. And here we have a small regular screwdriver and the Phillips screwdriver. Now, what I like about the Phillips screwdriver is not a flat blade, it's actually a Phillips head, which is very nice to see on a multi-tool. So when we open up the tool, everything clicks into place real well, and these are spring loaded. As you've seen in the demonstration, they worked very well. Now, the wire strippers, I was a little apprehensive on, but they did a good job on the heavier gauge wire that I was stripping just by rotating around on that wire. And the cutters cut well with no damage. And let's see if you can focus. Absolutely no damage on the cutting teeth themselves, so they cut quite well. If you're holding it like this, you see where the button falls right where that finger is. When you're opening up the knife, it's easy to depress that button. But with a little conscious effort, you can not do that. This is a heavy tool, guys. This thing weighs 9.8 ounces. It is heavy duty. I'm going to get into all the specs in just a second. But I did want to note one thing. When you're using this as a knife, the contour of the handles fit perfect in your hand. Very nice feel. And this is a stainless steel handle with rubber inlays for comfort, and they are quite comfortable. I don't know if you'd get I did some whittling and stuff and didn't really get a hot spot from this, so that's a huge plus. One thing I will say is holding it right-handed, it fits real well into the palm of your hand, and the fingers have a nice place to, you know, the slight bevel in this handle or curve in this handle really lets your fingers lock right in there, so you can get a good grip. And I mean, for a lockup, there's a little bit of wiggle, not much, and you can really clamp down on these and get some good torque. When it's folded up, Again, nice and tight and fits in the case very snugly. Altogether, I would say it's a nice little tool. Now I'm going to go ahead and give y'all some specs on this. Let you see what we got going on here. This is made by JClawTek, and it is the Fire Talon multi-pocket tool and knife. Okay, there is 2 strategically placed LEDs on this. When it's in the open position and you push the button, this one comes on. The second push of the button, the one in the rear of the handle comes on. Third push, it's off. So no matter if you're using the pliers, the knife, the screwdrivers, you always got a small light to assist you in what you're trying to see, which is a nice feature. So 2 strategically placed LED flashlights that give you full illumination no matter the task. Now I will say one thing for sure, this will not replace a flashlight. I mean, would it do in a pinch? Absolutely. Definitely doing a pinch. Now we have a 3-inch self-locking stainless steel 5 CR15 MOV stainless steel blade, which right out of the box has got a little bit of an edge to it, but as you saw in the paper cutting, it just won't cut paper. I'm sure you can get an edge on this real easy, but I mean it's tearing through the paper. It's not going to cut it. If you do the stab thing and pull down, it's still rough. I mean it slices, but it is a jagged edge, and the serrated edge is not bad. The serrations on this is not bad. I mean, it's not super sharp. Again, you're not gonna, slice through. It's gonna tear. So, can you put an edge on this? I'm sure you can, but right out of the box, it's not super sharp. Okay. They claim that it is professional grade scissors. And I will say that the scissors performed very, very well. I like the spring action. It's not uncomfortable. And if I just take a piece of paper here and fold it up a whole bunch of times, these will cut through, that kind of thickness with not much effort. So the scissors are quite good indeed. I actually like those on the Multitool. Okay, so there is a can opener on here. It is tucked back here on the other side, so that is an extra tool. And I will say this is pretty dull. Now I'm going to try to open a can of canned goods with this and see how well it works. So there'll be a clip for that too. So a built-in can opener to take the frustration out of camping trips. Phillips and flathead screwdrivers, tough enough to handle any task. Spring-loaded pliers to take the frustration out of installs and repairs. Sure grip rubber handle inlays to give you full control even in dark and rainy conditions. Speaking of rainy conditions, they do say that this, because it does have flashlights, that it is water resistant, not waterproof. So in rain, you can probably get away with using this out in the rain and have the flashlights continue to work. But it says that because the electronics for the LED lighting is not waterproof. Now you guys know me, I'm going to sprinkle this thing to simulate rain, but you know me, I'm going to drop this in some water and see if I dropped it in a mud puddle and picked it up real quick, would it still work? So stay tuned for that. Okay everybody, well here we are in the kitchen because it happens to be not raining outside, and the manufacturer says that this is water resistant, so if you're using it in the rain or whatever, it would hold up. So what I'm going to do is simulate that I'm using this in the rain by just sprinkling a little bit of water on it. As you can see right here, I would be utilizing this and it's raining. Okay, so it would have gotten wet in the rain, and I turn it on and it is still functioning. Okay, both lights still working, and it got wet from the rain. Now I'm just going to shake it off. Now you guys know me, I'm going to take things to the extreme. They say that it is water resistant, and you know, I agree 100%. It is water resistant. They state that it is not submersible. Okay, that it will not, the electronics will not hold up. So if this doesn't work, I want everybody to realize that the manufacturer says that this is a no-no, you can't do this. But I'm going to take it to the extreme. This is the one I'm keeping, so if the electronics get ruined in it, that's perfectly fine. But I'm using this, let's say I'm tightening something, I'm tightening it, and I drop it, oh crap. And I pull it right back out of the water, you know, because I dropped it and it submerged. And you know, I'm shaking all the water out of this, but both lights are still working. So if you drop this by accident in the water, my guess is, as long as you retrieve it pretty quick like I just did, you're not going to have an issue. Okay, what I'm going to do here is just dry this off. As you saw me throw it in the sink full of water. Main thing I want to see here is I want to open up the battery case, and there is some water in here. Okay, the batteries are wet, so I'm going to dry those off, and I'm going to blow out any residue water that's in there. Put this back together. And again, guys, I would not recommend that you drop your multi-tool in the water and soak the electronics, because the manufacturer does not warranty this from being dropped in the water. Now, in a day or so, this could stop working. If it does in one of my other videos, I will let you know. But as you see, for right now, I simulated rain and it worked just fine, and I dropped it in a big old puddle of water in my sink, and it came out still working as it should. When closed, the tool is 4 inches long and weighs 8.9 ounces. The Fire Talon comes with a lifetime warranty, so you know you'll have everything you need to perform repairs and installations right at your fingertips. Now, on Amazon, this is selling for $36.95. The battery type that goes in there is a CR1616. It is a black oxide stainless steel construction. I do have a 25% off coupon code for anyone that wishes to purchase this from my video, and that will be down there in the description below. It is manufactured by JClawTek. The knife, on their website, it says that the knife has a 1-year warranty, but they say that it has a lifetime warranty. So that, I hope Fire Talon will chime in and, you know, specify if the blade and everything is covered under the lifetime warranty, or if the blade is covered under a 1-year warranty. Okay, they do offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, refund every penny of purchase price. Now the tool hardness of the tools on here is 52 HRC, and the blade hardness is 55 HRC. My overall thoughts on this tool, it's not bad. For the little bit of time that I've been able to use it, it seems very well built. I don't know how long the batteries are going to last. It's hard to say without me actually using it for that length of time. The blade could be a little bit sharper out of the box, but I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it will cut. You've seen me do some nice curls on that piece of pine. Pine is not the hardest wood in the world, but it did make curls and worked well. The lockup is good. All in all, the Fire Talon multi-tool and knife from JClawTek seems to be a pretty good tool. Like I said, it is heavy duty and well built. The sheath, the only problem I find with the sheath is, you know, the strap, and that may hold up for a long time. Would I recommend this to someone that wanted to buy it? Absolutely. I do feel that it is a nice product. You know, I'm sure there's some other knockoffs out there that have the same inlaid rubber handles, but this is well built. I mean, it feels like you got something in your hand. I'm not sure what the weight of this compares with the Leatherman Surge, and I'm going to put that in here just so everybody can see the weight between this and the Leatherman Surge, so you'll have an idea of what the weight difference is. All in all, not bad. I like the one-handed easy opening and closing of the blade, and it is a well-made tool. Now, as typical for my channel, I've got a brand new one here in the box, guys. And the way you're going to take and win this flash giveaway is you're going to leave a remark in your comment. And all you're going to do is say, I want a Fire Talon pocket tool. Will you survive whatever comes your way? If you have a pocket tool from JClawTek, the Fire Talon, you just might. It's the Massachusetts Prepper saying, take care all.